So, the Colts had fever players out, and while Sophie Cunningham wasn't there, everyone received Colts jerseys. Caitlin Clark, who grew up in Iowa and is a huge Chiefs fan, refused to wear the Colts jersey. Instead, she simply held it up for the photo. She never came out and said, "I didn't wear it because I'm a Chiefs fan." But the internet immediately ran with it. Fans were saying, "She's a real one." And honestly, they loved it. But Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the WNBA. According to Sophie Cunningham, she's running the entire show in Indiana. And what Cunningham recently revealed on her podcast has league insiders scrambling and fans completely losing their minds. We're talking LeBron-level influence, secret strategies designed to stop her, and a commissioner who got absolutely roasted across social media. But here's what nobody is talking about. This goes far beyond basketball. This is about power, jealousy, and a league that may not have been ready for what Caitlin Clark brought to the table. What Cunningham exposed changes everything we thought we knew about the WNBA's so-called sisterhood. Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back during her latest podcast appearance. She dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming, and the fallout is still unfolding. According to Cunningham, Clark doesn't just play for the Indiana Fever. She helps control the offensive system, has major input on team decisions, and operates like a veteran superstar who's been in the league for years. Cunningham even compared her influence to LeBron James, saying Clark has the type of power that most rookies could only dream of having, even after years of proving themselves. And this wasn't some casual observation. Cunningham knows the league inside and out. She's played alongside some of the biggest names in women's basketball. When she speaks, people pay attention. The revelation sent shockwaves through basketball communities because it confirmed what many people suspected but nobody wanted to say out loud. A rookie with that much authority? That's almost unheard of in professional sports. And it's making a lot of veterans uncomfortable. The LeBron comparison wasn't random either. Think about it. LeBron entered the NBA with unbelievable hype, but even he had to earn his influence before organizations started building entire franchises around his vision. Clark arrived in Indianapolis and immediately became a central part of the team's future. Cunningham revealed that the coaching staff regularly consults Clark about plays, adjustments, and other key decisions. That's not normal for a rookie. Not even close. The Fever essentially handed her the keys to the franchise. And according to Cunningham, Clark has more than earned that trust. She's proven she can handle the responsibility. But the fact that she has it at all is creating tension throughout the league. Veterans who spent years working their way up are now watching a 22-year-old operate with a level of authority they've never been given. But the biggest revelation came when Cunningham discussed what was happening behind the scenes during Clark's rookie season. Teams weren't just trying to beat her. They were trying to break her. Mentally and physically. Cunningham revealed that members of her former team, the Phoenix Mercury, openly discussed making Clark's life miserable every time they faced her. The strategy was simple. Get physical. Push the limits. Test her toughness. See if the college superstar could survive when the game got ugly. This wasn't just basketball. It was psychological warfare disguised as veteran hazing. Players talked about challenging Clark at every opportunity and showing her that the WNBA wasn't going to roll out the red carpet simply because she brought millions of new viewers and major corporate sponsors into the league. Cunningham didn't identify every player involved in those conversations, but she made one thing very clear. This wasn't isolated. It was a mindset shared by multiple veterans who felt threatened by the attention Clark was receiving. Think about what that means. While the media celebrated Clark as the future of women's basketball, she was walking into arenas where opponents had already discussed ways to intimidate her. The physical treatment she received wasn't always random. According to Cunningham, much of it was intentional. Planned. Calculated. Designed to send a message. Veterans wanted to know if Clark would break under pressure or fight back. They wanted to find out whether the hype was real or whether she was simply another college star who wouldn't survive at the professional level. Cunningham's comments validated what many Clark supporters had been arguing all season long. Then came the moment that changed everything. the moment that transformed Cunningham into Clark's unofficial protector. During a heated matchup between the Fever and the Mercury, tensions boiled over. Clark became involved in a rough exchange with a Mercury player. The contact looked intentional. The emotions were rising. And suddenly, Sophie Cunningham found herself right in the middle of it all, defending her new teammate with an intensity that stunned everyone watching. The cameras caught every second of it. Cunningham stepped in without hesitation, getting between Clark and opposing players and making one thing crystal clear: if anyone wanted to go after Caitlin Clark, they would have to deal with her first. The reaction online was immediate. Clips of the confrontation exploded across social media. X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube were flooded with highlights, reactions, and debates. Millions of people watched as Cunningham transformed from a respected veteran into Clark's most vocal defender. Her popularity skyrocketed. What started as a heated moment during a game quickly became one of the most talked about stories of the season. The league fined Cunningham $900 for her role in the incident. But instead of backing down, she embraced it. She later joked that it was the best $900 she had ever spent because it showed exactly where she stood. And from that moment forward, the narrative changed. Cunningham wasn't just another player. She became the teammate fans believed was willing to do what nobody else would. That single moment reshaped her image across the league and strengthened the growing connection between her and Clark in the eyes of fans. But the controversy didn't stop there. Months later, Cunningham found herself in the middle of another firestorm. This time, the target wasn't an opposing player. It was league leadership. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert made comments during an interview discussing the financial impact of Clark's arrival. The remarks quickly sparked debate. Many fans agreed that Clark had brought unprecedented attention to the league, while others felt the conversation was oversimplifying the contributions of countless players who helped build the sport over decades. Cunningham didn't hide how she felt. She publicly criticized the league's handling of several issues surrounding Clark's rookie season and questioned whether enough had been done to protect one of the league's biggest stars. The response was explosive. Supporters praised Cunningham for speaking openly. Critics argued she had crossed the line. But either way, everyone was paying attention. What made the situation even more intense was that Cunningham wasn't speaking as an outsider. She was speaking as someone who had seen everything up close. She had watched Clark become the center of every conversation, every headline, and every controversy. And she believed people still weren't fully acknowledging the scale of Clark's impact. Then came the comments that sent shockwaves through basketball circles. During her podcast discussion, Cunningham passionately defended Clark's place in the league and argued that her influence extended far beyond what happened on the court. According to Cunningham, Clark's arrival changed the entire landscape of women's basketball. Attendance surged. National attention increased. Television audiences grew. Sponsors who previously paid little attention to the WNBA suddenly saw enormous value in becoming involved. For Cunningham, those changes weren't theoretical. They were happening in real time. And she made it clear that she believed Clark deserved significant credit for helping create that momentum. To Cunningham, this wasn't simply about points, assists, or highlight reels. It was about influence. It was about visibility. And it was about a player who had become one of the most recognizable names in all of sports almost overnight. The debate surrounding Clark's impact continues to divide fans, analysts, and even people inside the league. But one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. Whether people love her, criticize her, or simply can't stop talking about her, Caitlin Clark remains at the center of the conversation. And according to Sophie Cunningham, that's not changing anytime soon. Their own ego. She pointed out that rising tides lift all boats, meaning every player in the WNBA benefits financially and professionally from the attention Clark generates, whether they want to admit it or not. Here's where things get interesting, though. And this is the part that really shows the complexity of their relationship. Despite all the defending, public support, and viral bodyguard moments, Cunningham and Clark's relationship isn't some perfect fairy tale of teammates who love everything about each other and spend all their free time together. There was even a situation involving a swimsuit promotional post where Cunningham playfully roasted Clark's appearance in the comments section for everyone to see. It was clearly banter. But it revealed a side of their dynamic that many fans don't always understand. They're not best friends who agree on everything and spend every waking moment together. They're competitors who respect each other's talent, understand exactly what the other brings to the team, and aren't afraid to throw a little shade when the moment calls for it. That's part of what makes their relationship feel authentic. Cunningham has never been the type to manufacture friendships for social media or pretend to be close with someone simply because it creates a better public image. And Clark appears to be the same way. Their bond is built on mutual respect, shared competitiveness, and an understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest level. Not on carefully crafted public appearances. They challenge each other. They support each other when it matters. And they aren't afraid to be honest with one another. In many ways, that's more valuable than a friendship that exists only for cameras and public relations. The swimsuit exchange showed that real relationships have layers. Sometimes the strongest teammates are the ones willing to keep things real even when everyone is watching. So what does all of this actually mean for the league, for Clark, and for the future of women's basketball? The answer is bigger than one player. Clark entered the WNBA with a level of influence that completely shattered traditional expectations. She didn't arrive quietly. She didn't spend years waiting for permission to matter. She immediately became one of the most influential figures in the sport. And that reality has forced everyone to adapt. Her presence has changed conversations around attendance, television ratings, sponsorships, media coverage, and the overall direction of the league. At the same time, Cunningham's willingness to publicly defend Clark and challenge league leadership reveals something important. The WNBA remains deeply divided about what this new era should look like. Some players and observers believe Clark's popularity has brought opportunities that benefit everyone involved. Others worry that too much attention is being placed on a single star. And that disagreement isn't disappearing anytime soon. If anything, it's becoming more intense. As Clark continues to draw attention and generate headlines, the debate surrounding her impact only grows larger. With another season approaching, the drama is far from over. Opposing teams will continue trying to slow her down. Critics will continue questioning the hype. Supporters will continue pointing to the numbers and the attention she generates. And Cunningham will almost certainly continue speaking her mind no matter who disagrees with her. That's why many people believe the WNBA is standing at a crossroads. The decisions made over the next few years could shape the future of women's basketball for an entire generation. Clark's influence has forced players, coaches, executives, media members, and fans to confront a difficult question. Do you embrace a new era built around transformational superstar talent? Or do you hold on to the traditions that defined the league before her arrival? Cunningham has already made her choice. She chose it publicly. She chose it loudly. And she did it without apologizing. Whether people agree with her or not, one thing remains impossible to deny. She isn't afraid to say what many others only discuss behind closed doors. And in a league experiencing unprecedented attention, that kind of honesty carries enormous weight. Now the biggest question isn't whether Clark will remain one of the most influential figures in women's basketball. The real question is whether the league can successfully navigate the challenges that come with a player whose popularity and influence continue to grow at an extraordinary pace. Can a league built on collective growth adapt when one athlete becomes the center of nearly every conversation? Can the balance between individual stardom and league-wide success be maintained? Cunningham clearly believes it can. But based on everything she's said and done, she's also prepared to defend that position every step of the way. And if the last season taught us anything, it's that this story is only beginning.